A very happy Sunday afternoon, my people. And let's start with our part one. Part one is our breathing exercise. Your legs shoulder-wise, bend a little bit. Put your arms up as if you're hugging a tree, very relaxed. Close your eyes a little bit. Breathe in as much as you can with your nose, only your nose. Breathe out as much as you can with your mouth. When you breathe out, use your mouth. Breathe in, use your nose. We will do 10 times together. This is based on Taoist longevity breathing exercise.
Mom, can you help me find the other ones?
They're in the drawer.
I can't find all of them.
I don't think.
Now we'll do our part two, our 10 energy movements. We'll do 5 on each movement. Your legs shoulder-wise. As if you will touch the sky, create a healthy boundary for yourself, your energy boundaries. Start from the dantian. We are detoxing, activating our precardium and triple burner. Last time we talked about triple burner, yes?
Dr. Liu, I'm so sorry. If you could unmute yourself again, very sorry about that. For the participants, part of what's happening is that I am having to mute you so that it doesn't disrupt the teaching. So if you could kindly just check the settings so that I don't accidentally mute Dr. Liu again. Thank you so much.
So we are detoxing our precardium and our triple burner. continue to activate our immune system. Open up the 6 arm meridian lines. Strengthen our 6 legs meridian lines as well. The next one hand, you're touching the sky. The other one, the earth. We're detoxing, strengthening the whole gut. If people have esophagus inflammation, throat inflammation, stomach inflammation, intestinal inflammation, this is the movement for you. And reduce inflammation, where also reduce, yes, stagnation. You should be able to turn to look at your heels. And this is really good to balancing. We call that Lao Qi Sheng, which we will touch a little bit of that. And also help with your neck health, upper spine inflammation, balance your emotions. And also, if you have excessive gas, this will help too. Now we're balancing the heart. and intestines. Also, if you have intestinal inflammation and stagnation, heart palpitation, and high blood pressure or low blood pressure, it will all help. Open up your ren, that's this meridian line, and two meridian lines. Also strengthen the liver meridian lines, the kidneys, next one, focus on the liver health and gallbladder health. Kidney stones, prostate inflammation, uterus inflammation, bladder inflammation, prostate inflammation. This will help. Okay. We're strengthening the dual meridian lines. That will help a lot with kidney health, heart health, brain health, spine health. Very, very important. And also, if people have arthritis, this one will help with the arthritis pain as well. Many of you are doing much better. So now we will slowly try to use our forehead or our nose on the ground, or you do as much as you can. Yes, like that. Have control of your spine, okay? Go down slowly. So today we're going to talk a little bit about why people get ill. So what are some ideas or in traditional Chinese medicine that why do we think that what causes illness? So again, in traditional Chinese medicine, there are two, let me just get them. There are two big factors. One is external, one is internal. The external really is really nature, is that sometimes if day and night, every 2 hours, nature has a little energy shift. Every 24 hours and then every 5 days and then every 15 days, nature has a turn. So nature is supposedly to have this really natural rhythm. So when that rhythm is off, sometimes we call that, especially in today's society, that I was reading the ancient texts and know how little that the disturbance or disruptions back then, and but how much we have it now. So we call 四时不正 is that if the seasons doesn't really come as it should be, or there's too much wind, too much dampness, too much heat, and too much dryness, and all these things that when nature is off, then we say that is the external factor that can influence greatly of our health. For instance, and I was reading, because now we know there's this strong strain from COVID from India. So I was reading, okay, so what is it, the factors over there that really kind of cause this activation of tremendous explosion of the new cases? So I think that with their weather pattern, you will see is too much dampness, is too much heat, and that plus currently the wind blow, and these are the external factors really cause this thing to escalate. So the ancient times, that when people have this observation, we say, okay, in the summer and spring, there should be more yang energy out there. And in winter and in the fall and winter, there's a lot of yin energy out there. So that's how they interact. And one have more a dominant view, and then how every 5 days when nature has a change, if it doesn't really change the way it should, then we need to watch out, because that if too much dampness, that can lead to the sickness of animals, and that can lead to the sickness of man. So those are the external factors. So now, well, we can see, right, that the connection between us and nature is broken, and nature we made nature really ill. There's a lot of pollutions, there's a lot of pesticides that used in the soil, so the food is no longer have nutrients. So all these factors are the factors cause illness in us, in people. So that's external factor. And the internal factors. Internal factors, we say, so what is it that you are ill? We say, because we have ill habits of living. We are no longer know how to follow the rhythm of nature. We don't understand every 2 hours when nature has a little turn, we need to have how we're going to really have that little turn with nature, right? That's later on in some, maybe next time we'll begin to say why every 2 hours our body has a manager. So what managers are they? What in each 2 hours, what is it we should do the best to really nourish our energy, so we can ride with nature instead of having to fight against. So because that will lead to illness. And then the other thing that we think is really lead to illness is really is desire. And we have our desire of things are so strong, and that can also, that we say that really is that cause stress, right? And the stress become the beginning of 100 illnesses. So then we have uncontrollable emotions. So when emotions comes and goes, right? Itself, it won't harm us, but only when those emotions begin to lead us instead of we have that and we process and we let go, or we have that, we just simply let it go without even processing it. But now those emotions become the driving force of, when people are angry, they can be angry, really angry for days. When they're sad, they can be sad for months. When they're stressed, they can be stressed out for years. So all these kind of emotions that when they are out of control, that means our system is out of control. So let me give you some examples. We say 怒伤肝. When people are angry, that damage their liver system. But what external things that can damage the liver system? The spring, if the spring weather is off, that can also damage the liver system. And what else can damage the liver system? Now we know we shouldn't be always, if you experience anger, you let it come. If it's something that matters, if someone make you angry or something make you angry, you speak out, let go, gotta let go, right? And if you look at something, you use too much of your eyes, that also damage your liver. So now when people come in, a lot of people have liver energy stagnation. That's what we mention quite often. Now we can see, right? You are stressed out, that you're frustrated and angry, that damage or that cause disharmony of the liver system. When the liver system is damaged or is deharmonized, then there are other symptoms that will come with it. Then you have stagnation. So also when you use your eyes too much, right? Now instead of looking outside and really be part of nature, we look at the computer too long. We look at the screen, the television screen too long. We look at something that will cause a lot of stress to our eyes. When our eyes are stressed, our liver system is stressed. So what should we do? Very simple exercise we have taught people to do is you just need to close your eyes really tight and open it up really wide. And we taught you how to do that. If you have to work in front of the computers, doing the Zoom meetings and doing all this kind of things is okay. Every 30 minutes, 40 minutes, no more than 50 minutes. Now we know 505. There's energy term. You should turn with energy, right? If you are proactive, you should do less than 15 minutes. Give yourself 5 minutes off. Do eye exercise. Close your eyes, open it wide. Do 10 to 15 times, right? That will help with the liver. And then the other thing is do some deep breathing that can also help with the liver, because then you do not, whatever you feel overwhelmed, whatever you feel angry, you just let go, right? And then the other thing is later on, we'll talk more about why it's so important to do zuliao, foot massage. But now the other thing we had taught you before is on the top of your head, there's a point called Bai Hui. Bai Hui is the beginning of the wisdom, right? And just massage it a little bit, just massage your head a little bit. So all these things that will decrease the stagnation of the liver, will decrease the chance you get so overwhelmed, that you got so frustrated, you got so angry. And so that is how you can help yourself not get sick by strengthening your liver. So, but there are many emotions. We call that there's 7 emotions. So this is one of anger. This is how we deal with anger. And I'll give you another example. And spleen. So how do we often hear me saying, you have dampness in your spleen system, Why? What caused dampness in your spleen? And people say, well, why am I spleen so damp? And well, partially it's because you sit too long. Sitting, not moving, because spleen system really, spleen is such a system you have to keep moving a little bit. If again, people sit there and even though they're done work, instead of standing and moving around, and you can sit for a while, but not more than an hour or 15 minutes, right? And move a little bit. If you sit too long, then you're going to cause dampness in your spleen system. So when your spleen system is damp, then you are unable with the spleen system. Remember, I have two things, and one is really is control the muscles, right? And then also detox. Then if we say you have dampness in your spleen system, that means your spleen system is unable to detox your blood, right? Then you have too much toxins in your blood system. So what can we do to not have dampness in the spleen system? One is we try to think less, right? And that is, we're all guilty of thinking way too much. And that thinking too much, worry too much, that will cause spleen deficiency. And then the other thing is just, again, like I said, and go and take a walk. It's not old people's, and some of you said, oh, but that's old people's exercise. No, it's people's exercise. Take your kids out for a walk, and that is good for all ages. And then the other thing, what we can do to help with the spleen health, we all have this. Don't forget to use it, right? Don't forget to use it. Just do a meridian line patting, and that is good for the spleen system. So now we know that in traditional Chinese medicine, we say the external factor, that is one of the big factors that can cause illness, right? When nature is ill, we will be ill with it. So what we do is we want to make sure we have the correct connection with nature. We nurture nature, so nature will nourish us back. And then the other is internal. Internal is that we need to know that we don't sleep too long, we don't sleep too short. 8 hours is good. Don't lie there too long. We move, and how to exercise our eyes, and all these things, and how to control our emotions, and how to de-stress, right? Because we say stress is the beginning of 100 illnesses, right? And then each session will teach you a little bit more trick how to really reframe yourself from those emotions, and how to use very, very practical, simple technique to control or to help to balance the liver system, the spleen, the heart, the kidneys, and so on and so forth. I will leave, and then I do want to either do a whole session on foot massage or begin to introduce the idea of how to do a proper lower leg and foot massage and why that is important. And I will leave room for questions.
Dr. Liu, I guess actually I'll say something before I ask you a question. It might be a little bit challenging for some of our listeners to think about the liver beyond of what they might know from Western medicine in terms of its function and job in the body. Could you sort of broaden the scope for them for the liver as a whole system as it relates to nature and other factors that can impact it?
So always remember when we talk about each organ systems, we're talking about not just one particular organ, and that is the leading force and also system. The system is that include the meridian line, that's a part of the system, and also include the function. So the liver system, right, in traditional Chinese medicine, that really is, it's part of digestion, right? And when your liver system and your gallbladder system, that liver system also is good. It's important for, especially for women, because that the liver blood, that blood goes directly into your reproductive system. It's not just for women, for men as well, but for men it's more kidney. For women it's particularly important of the liver system, that when women going through hormone change from entering womanhood to menopause stage, that strengthen the liver health is important. Liver stagnation also, that has an influence because liver system is different meridian lines, has different ways of communicating the whole body. Liver system, there's a line goes up. If you have this line gets stuck, a lot of times people will feel they have heart palpitation, they have extreme anxiety, and they thought they have heart problem, but indeed their heart is, but actually their heart is fine, just that stagnation, this line is get blocked, get stagnant, and then that will influence their digestion as well. So when people have upper digestive system and rib cage pain, has a lot to do with the stress in the liver system, and then a lot to do with the mood, right? Because the liver system help to balance the mood as well. If people have pain, right, inflammation, that liver system has a lot to do with control the inflammation in the system as well. So that's the whole system, liver system we're talking about. Does that answer your question?
Yes. So as it relates to spring, for example, you use the example of, if spring is off, external.
So if spring is, we call that the element of wood. The wood inside is represent the liver health, represent the spring health. So when the spring, that people should, really strengthen, liver system cannot be suppressed, right? So that's why why people are angry, because their emotion got suppressed, they won't let it out. So that creates such a stagnation. And when you let it out, think about the tree cannot be suppressed. That has to give room to grow, right? So that's what we say in springtime, and you don't, just like when you eat, you do not yell at each other, right? You do not yell at your kids, you do not yell at each other, you let each other eat at peace, in peace. In the springtime, you really promote peace, right? You promote peace, you encourage each other. You point it out, discipline them, and but you let go. You really encourage that growth in people. That's the spring. That is the wood, the element of wood.
That is perfect. Thank you. So the external elements also being within us, and therefore that connection to our external environment.
Yes, that's why it's important to walk in the woods, right? And to get some liver energy from nature. That's important.
That's wonderful. Dr. Liu, a lot of people are feeling very stressed. As you know, we see a lot of clients at our office, and unfortunately, many of them also don't know how to de-stress. I know I get asked a lot of some of the things that, how do I relax? I don't know how to relax. Could you give us maybe 3 things that people could do every day to help them integrate that routine into their day to allow for that habit to build and over time become so beneficial?
So each season will give different advice. And in the spring, and we're talking about now we're in late spring, so we're still strengthening the liver system, right? So one thing we do is to make sure you walk, make sure that you practice the breathing technique, right? The deep breath in and out. During the day, you try to do the 5.5 seconds Inhale through your nose, exhale from your mouth. So that will de-stress you. And then the other thing is we're talking about the massage of Tanzhong, right? Tanzhong is the intersection point that will get your liver energy up, get your spleen energy up, and get your stomach energy down. So you practice massage of Tanzhong. And then the other one we taught you, is the massage just on the top of your foot. So I think all of us have a tool now. If you don't have a tool, you have these walnuts, and use the tool to massage on the top of your foot. You don't have to remember, a lot of people are, I'm so stressed, I can't remember those points. Come on, people, relax. Just on the top of your foot, you will not go wrong, okay? Just massage on the top of your foot. Use either walnuts, okay, or the gua sha massage tools we'll have. And that, if you do these things, that will help to relax you. And then the other thing is that we all have now, all of us have the herbal broth, right? That the wellness organic herbal broth, part of it is to help you to reduce stagnation and to de-stress you. So use that one as well. So life is such that you do it little by little every day, that focus on the wellness, focus on, it's time to massage on the top of my foot, right? When you're angry with someone, either your superior or either people above you, people below you, people, stand next to you, you look at them, you said, guess what? I'm going to massage on the top of my foot. Or do this Tanzhong massage. That will help. Or take a walk. And always remember, whatever you feel you are stagnant about, that too shall pass.
Thank you, Dr. Liu. For many of our clients who are not local and unable to come in for care, they are asking about what to do to manage some potential side effects from the COVID vaccination. Are there things to do at home that you can suggest?
That is a very good question. So I think that from the report that we know that a lot of people experience headaches. So go online and we have a headache clear self massage, and that will help. And we also have a liver stagnation help massage to help to reduce the liver stagnation, because that's another thing that people have reported back to us, and they have spleen pain and they have liver pain. And some people have more severe symptoms, then that you will need to email us and we'll guide you according to your symptoms. But most likely is fatigue, that you will drink wellness herbal broth, and you will need to make an effort to do that every day, because whatever is coming next, what we need is to continue to get our immune system as well as we can. And that vaccine will work better if your immune system is up, right? Because the vaccine is basically give you a B cell. If you have good balanced immune system, your B cell will come out and will help to, and T cell will help to clean up that COVID. If you don't have good immune system, it doesn't really matter you have vaccine, you don't have vaccine, it's not. It's you are not put yourself in a safe way.
Thank you so much, Dr. Liu. If you have any closing thoughts, we are just out of time.
Well, we will continue each Sunday. We'll continue to teach you how to do self help, how to do prevention, right? Because whatever is out there, even though sometimes it's concerning, but need not to be scared. Human beings, human history had 5,000 years. 5,000 years, we've been through a lot of shit, a lot of those crap, a lot of pandemics. And I was reading those 17 books about throughout history, those pandemics that hit the way that people, a lot of them died, but a lot of them survived, right? So that need not to be feared, right? Need not to be feared. And what we will need to do is go back to basics, nourish our lives, and we will win. That's what I say, is that if nothing else we can do, my people, we shall outlive them. That's my closing thought.
Thank you so much, Dr. Lou.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dr. Lou.
Thank you, Dr. Lou. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you,
Beautiful.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank you, Dr. Lou.
We love
Thank you,
We love
Dr. Lou.
Thank you so much, Dr. Lou. And thank you,
Thank you, Dr.
Sarah.
Lou.
Thank you, Dr. Lou. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Lou. Very inspiring, as usual. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank you.
Lou. Thank you, Sarah.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Dr. Lou. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. So grateful.
Thank you, Dr. Lou.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Dr. Lou.
Thank you so much.
Great as always.
Thank you. We really appreciate it.
Mic on.
Thank you.
Thank you.